People of the Bear Nation. What's up, everybody? I am Bear with BearIndependent.com, which y'all are well aware of because y'all been blowing it up there. Been hearing a lot of really nice things from a lot of people about the redesigned website. Bless you, Mr. Brees. It looks great. It better not be buffering because my up speed is 200 megabits per second. So, yeah, I speed test before every live stream, pushing 189 megabits per second up speed right now. So if it's buffering, it ain't on my end. But we all know that YouTube doesn't necessarily love us. Thank y'all for being here, especially you, Marlo, especially you. Andrew Barnes, you're cool too, buddy. 97.7 thousand of y'all needed an MRI and a consultation with a brain doc. But I love you anyway. Thank you for being here. And if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share. We're really trying to get over 100,000 on YouTube because the algorithm has to take you a little bit more seriously when you're over 100,000. And the algorithm doesn't necessarily love us right now. Newsflash, we don't necessarily love them back either. But we keep trying to fight the good fight because I think it's vitally important that we do what we do. So if you're lurking in the shadows, please subscribe. Click the little bell icon. If you're listening on podcast right now, bless you. When you hear me talking to random people like Justin C., good morning, God is great. That's because I'm talking to the people on YouTube, not all the different personalities inside of my brain. If you're on podcast, please rate and review. That helps us in the ongoing battle against the algorithmic robots there as well. One little rate and review every day helps us quite a bit, and it's one more brick in this wall of awesomeness that we're trying to build. Intel at BearIndependent.com is where your intel goes to. Intel at BearIndependent.com. That's the email address you send to your intel at BearIndependent.com. Right, Robert Zivo? That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And then as always, this report, this one right here, it's all marked up this morning. I got more notes than report this morning. It can always be found on Patreon. You can go to patreon.com, search for Bear Independent. It's $1 a month or $10 a year barrier to entry. It goes up from there, but it's $1 a month or $10 per year. You know the deal, Prepper Trucking. You know the deal. So go check it out, patreon.com. We would not do this show without y'all. So bless you. Thank you, Patreon. Shall we drink some coffee? You know it. What's that? Is that an evil hamster? Bless you, Dudley. All right. Bear Independent Intel Report, 10 September 2020. Overview. By the way, I just want to preface everything that we're about to do with the statement that a title such as this video has been named BLM is Luciferian, which we're going to get into, is very likely going to get us at least momentarily demonetized, if not outright banned, because of this YouTube algorithm. So please like, subscribe, and share, and come see us on Patreon. Really trying to get over that 100K. Yeah, YouTube is going to flip. That's exactly right. Taylor Swift is a dude. But BLM is Luciferian, not Rastafarian. That's correct, Dudley. That's correct. And definitely not Baristanian. Definitely not Baristanian. Overview. Oregon, California, and Washington are all experiencing wildfires. The glow of the wildfires can be seen 20 miles off the coast. A Bear National in Oregon sent photos of the fire near their home. These pics are on Patreon. Left coast is literally on fire. Yeah, it's bad news. Taylor Swift is a dude. Bad news. And I'm telling you, I cannot see or hear Taylor Swift now without thinking of your name and chuckling. So, great job. The police chief and the entire command staff for Rochester, New York have stepped down. The entire command staff have stepped down after the unrest about the black man with mental issues who died after a police encounter in March. Now, I'm not saying this guy should have died or shouldn't have died, but it was in March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Love you back, Roy Larry. Bless you. 7 months. 7 months. Oh, now we're gonna get all wrapped around the axles about this. In March, the police chief was quoted as saying that in recent events, recent events are, quote, an attempt to destroy my character and integrity, end quote. In addition to Rochester, police chiefs have also left their positions in Seattle, Portland, Atlanta, and Louisville due to criticism over the handling of this civil unrest. Now, let's pause here a moment, because this brings up yet again a term that we're growing more and more familiar with here in the Bear Nation. I think some of us have been aware of this forever and a day, and some of us are just coming to this understanding. Deborah Bjornsson. Deborah Bjornsson, are you like, you know what? Every Swedish metal musician I ever met was like Bjorn Bjornsson and Sven von Carlson and Bjorn Bjornsson. And I'm like, man, there's a lot of Bjorns around here. It's like the Swedish version of John, I think. But anyway, the Hegelian dialectic, I think, is a big part of what's playing out with these different police departments and the civil unrest around the country. What I mean by this is you create the problem, then you offer the solution, which means you get to control the outcome. I see that happening all over the country in many different facets of our life right now. But if you look at policing, we know they want to defund the police. We know that the big they, are creating this civil unrest. And as they do, they're, to their mind, showing the inadequacy and the injustice of the policing forces of these United States. Gosh dang, I need a cough drop or something. So, as they're doing this, right, they're literally setting things on fire and then going, look, the police can't save you. Well, a-hole, you also wanted to defund the police. Well, what are we going to do? Community policing programs, more and more federal control, changing jurisdictional guidelines. You create the problem, you create the solution. Thesis, antithesis creates synthesis, right? That's what they're doing. Create the problem, create the solution, control the outcome. In that struggle, strife, and heartache, in that friction, there's always profitability. So que bono, who benefits from this? Not us, not you or I. The radical leftists benefit from this. And so when you see police leadership that says, nope, sorry guys, can't go do your job. You've been bought and paid for. You are compromised. That is the person that needs to go. No wonder these police chiefs are stepping down. I know a lot of law enforcement officers, and we hear from even more every day here via the correspondence that we get at Bear Independent. I know one officer has told me, in a state not my own, the jurisdiction that he works for, the department he works for, has over 300 officers. And they have all said, if we lose qualified immunity, we're gone. Every one of us. And we're pretty sure we're gonna. And we're just leaving. We're just walking. Okay, now there's no police force. So if there's no police force to push back against the chaos in the streets, that means you get even more chaos in the streets. This is basic insurgency. This is basic guerrilla warfare. What do the guerrillas do? They destroy the government's authority. They shine light on the inadequacy of the government. And then people, rather than sympathizing with the government, sympathize with the rebels, the guerrillas. It's a very common thing, right? So this is an actual American insurgency by BLM and Antifa. And this is what they're doing. They're using the Hegelian dialectic to create the problem, create the solution, and control the outcome, which is the removing of the existing authority so that they can insert their own authority. So first they have to undermine the existing authority, which is what they're doing. They've been doing this for a long time, but it's all coming to fruition now. This is my opinion. This is what I think. This is a major contributor to my belief that we're getting farther and farther away from the likelihood of returning to normal. I think we will have a new normal. And hopefully, I literally pray to God daily that the new normal is the type of thing that is A, honorific of Him, B, reasonable, and C, equitable, where we can live our lives the way that we would prefer to live them rather than be under the thumb or the boot heel of some tyrant, which is not something I have any intention of doing anyway. But my point here is I don't think we get back to pre-COVID times anytime soon. And this is all by design. All by design. How did BLM curriculum get in what's being taught this year already? It's already there. Where did it come from? This is not an accident. The plans for this existed in a binder on a shelf somewhere already, and they said, hey, we got a crisis. Should we let it go to waste? And everybody said, no, never let a crisis go to waste. Pull the binder out, flip it open, and go, hey, we're going to do this Marxist revolutionary stuff now. Cool, cool. Yep, it's time. Are we good? Yep, we're good. All right, go. And now it's going. So this police chief step down is just one symptom of an overarching disease. This is like big kid stuff, everybody. This is a national insurrectionist movement. It's not localized. It's on a national level, being funded internationally. So Hegelian dialectic, I'm gonna pull back out of that rabbit hole for a minute. Next Monday, oofta, hit the wrong button. Next Monday, the government here in America will cease enhanced COVID-19 passenger screening on international flights coming into the United States. This may be due to dwindling job numbers and financial issues airlines and airports have been experiencing. It may be. It may be that people just said, you know what, we've had enough of this BS. Ugh. The rabbit, bless you. Good news for you. I don't eat you anymore. You're welcome. All right, so now I'm supposed to tell you about bearindependent.com. Just for a moment, then we're going to get into the Luciferian doctrine of Antifa and the BLM. Listen, this is a bare fact. This is in Gray Man Gray. This is handmade, made in America. Guaranteed forever. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. See that? Look, it's even got my little logo on it right here. Handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever. This is the bare fact. It's about this big. Somebody said recently, they said, hey, I got my kit and I love it, but it's a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. You must have gigantic hands. Well, just saying. Here's my hand. Here's the bare fact. For comparison, here's a full-size combat handgun, Glock 17. Here's my hand. What do you mean full size? That's a subcompact 9mm. 9mm. Uzi 9mm. Anyway, so good morning overall, living. Meh. Hey, at least I can still count to 10, bro. Just saying. So anyway, here's the bare fact. Okay. And the way this works is this mollies onto your chest rig, your plate carrier, your war belt, your headrest, the back of your Jeep, your truck, your airplane or helicopter. Legitimately, Air Force pararescue men run these in their helos, which is super cool. And or We've been saying molly it to your face, but what we're finding is mollying it to your face is quite difficult. Really what you need to do is slather the back side of this with Gorilla Glue and then stick it to your face and hold it there for no less than 10 minutes. Angela Purvis, or in your purse, yes. No less than 10 minutes, no more than 20 minutes, okay? So anyway, you pop this open like so. You pull this out, okay? I'll give you the quick rundown. You got this loop on top. You can put an additional cat tourniquet here, or a SWAT tee, or combat gauze, or rolled gauze, or compressed gauze, or a turtle, whatever floats your boat, okay? It is left butt cheek compatible. It is not currently right butt cheek compatible, but I need you to just hang with me for a little bit because that will be coming on the Gen 3 model, okay? Pop this open, boom. What this kit does better than any other kit on the market, truthfully, is organize your crap so you can use it right now, okay? So, Gen 7 cat tourniquet. These come in the plastic so that you know that you're getting a brand new tourniquet, but you should definitely take these out and stage these, okay? Decompression needle, nitrile gloves, duct tape, 6-inch emergency trauma dressing, surgical tape. Back here in this back pocket, you have your stack, 7 1/4. Make a girly version for ladies. Okay, well, I'll tell you this. We had 6 or 7 ladies at the last Stop the Bleed class. I think we have 9 or 10 out of 20 on the roster for the next Stop the Bleed class. I would highly recommend that y'all ladies come on. And listen, they're available in black and red and gray and OD green and coyote tan and multicam and Marpat woodland. So I don't, like, you tell me. If you want one with like literally flowers and daisies on it, I'll see if I can find one with flowers and daisies on it. So anyway, 7 1/4-inch North American Rescue trauma shears. These are not the $3 North American Rescue trauma shears. These are the $11 North American Rescue trauma shears. Okay? Nasal pharyngeal airway with Surgilube, 2 5x9 gauze pads, and then not 1 but 2, not compact but full-size high-fin chest seals. Right here, that's in the back of the stack. And then down here in El Bottomo, we have Carlix rolled gauze. We have compressed gauze for wound packing. We have some BZK wipes for needle decompression and whatever else you might need them for. We have a triangle bandage. We have quick clot, commercial quick clot. We have an emergency blanket. Then we have a whole stack of gauze, some directions, the whole 9. That's what's in the kit, y'all. And it's everything you need and nothing you don't to treat common battlefield injuries, as well as, frankly, arterial bleeds. These have been used successfully to save lives in motor vehicle accidents. So it's not just, you know, for the super ultra tactical pew pew things, although that's what it was designed for. But it's a great all-around trauma kit. It's for trauma, okay? For arterial bleeding, lacerations, wound packing, pressure dressings, chest seals for tension pneumothorax, for pneumothorax, sucking chest wounds, decompression, the whole 9. Small gauze for boo-boo scrapes and, you know, grazes and all that. So that's the Bear Fac. That's the flagship model. Got 240 additional pouches for inventory on order, as well as a pouch for everything that's already been ordered. Probably going to order another 240 this week. So yeah, that's the big kit. The bare minimum has a little bit less than that, and it's what I run on a war belt and on a plate carrier. Literally, that's what I run. That's why I made it. It's the bare minimum. It's the minimum of what I want to have to treat a gunshot wound with. So, all right. Anyway, yeah, Bear Fac, bare minimum, all the things. You can get them at bearindependent.com. You can use your HSA and your FSA, flexible spending accounts and health savings accounts for that stuff. Shalom, Magwai. 2 or more eyewitness accounts, continuity of infrastructure and supply chains. Repeating. Shortages include ammo, firearms, coin, aluminum cans, home appliances, pressure-treated lumber, canning supplies, personal protective equipment, medical testing supplies and equipment, medical ventilation-related products, select Clorox products, select construction materials, and more. And in the legal, political, and military segment of the report this morning, a prayer rally was planned at a public park in Seattle, but the city government closed the parks, fencing them off to the public. The people held a worship protest, air quote, outside of the fences instead. Sean Fucht, I'm thinking that's how you pronounce that, F-E-U-C-H-T. We're going to go with Fucht because it sounds like it might be pronounced F-U-K-T, which is not something we're going to say here on YouTube. Sean Fucht of Sean Fucht Ministries said, quote, "This is the height of hypocrisy for the city of Seattle to turn a blind eye to riots, looting, and Antifa, while refusing to let Christians gather in a public park to sing and worship," end quote. Which is exactly what prompted the title, BLM is Luciferian. Excuse me while I repack this kit. My OCD will not allow me to sit here and look at this kit being torn apart like this. The good news is it takes no time. So here's the deal. BLM is Luciferian. BLM, the three founders of Black Lives Matter, are all avowed Marxists. Karl Marx himself, in his memoirs, discussed how he was literally in league with Satan and had sold his soul to Satan. So Marxism and Satanism, if you actually compare the tenets of either, are very similar. Both of which are dependent upon tearing down the authority of the Most High and the autonomy of the individual. Okay? So, Marx was in league with Satan, straight up from his own mouth. So, Marxism is Luciferian. The three founders of BLM are all Marxists. So that's already a strike against them, okay? Next, Black Lives Matter are spiritists. They're witches, straight up. Heard audio recently of one of the founding members discussing, I think it was the BLM LA chapter founder, whatever, I think was her name, talking about they chant the names of these people who have been killed to invoke their spirits, and they can feel their spirits there. And each person has a different spirit, and she can feel the difference in those spirits as they're there. And they invite these spirits in, and then they pray after inviting these spirits in and pour out libations to these spirits. They make an offering to these spirits, an offering of remembrance. First of all, this is straight up witchcraft. This is voodoo, okay? Straight up witchcraft. So if you are in the church and your church supports Black Lives Matter, GTFO. There is nothing honorific of Black Lives Matter Incorporated. Nothing. Nothing that they do is honorific of the Most High. Your church, choose this day whom you shall serve. As for me and my house, we choose to serve Yahweh our Elohim, the Lord our God. Not some literally Luciferian spiritist witches. That there is a Torah for this. You take them outside of the gate and you stone them to death because you keep evil outside of the camp. These people are practicing voodoo on a national scale based in Luciferian doctrine, literally courting the spirits of the dead and praying to and making offerings to them. Now, the reason I bring all this up is because that type of power structure will, of course, reject the idea that Christians should assemble and have a worship protest outside of this park. Of course it's going to be diametrically opposed to that. You cannot coexist with these people. That's the point of this. There is no coexisting with these people. They foundationally want to destroy the American way of life. We talked earlier about the Hegelian dialectic. Create the problem, create the solution so you can control the outcome. And the problem that they're creating is the undermining of the existing authoritarian structures within the United States. The solution that they've created are these grassroots uprisings that are taking place all over the country. And the controlled outcome is that they remove the existing authority and insert their own. Their own is Marxist Luciferian doctrine. That's what they're about. This all sounds radical. This all sounds like, Bear, how come you don't have 14 pounds of tinfoil wrapped around your head right now? And I'm trying to not be alarmist at all. If anything, what we do here, I try and base in reality and be sober-minded about it. That we don't embellish anything here, that we don't go off the deep end. I joke all the time about the reptilian overlords coming out of the center of the flat earth to come and harvest your kidneys for adrenochrome. And you know what? That's the kind of thing that we could or could not talk about till the cows come home, sitting around a campfire sipping a whiskey sometime. But I use that joke. I'm prone to hyperbole to make a point. This is not hyperbole at all. The founding members of BLM admit, A, that they're Marxists. Marx openly admitted that he was in league with Satan. And the LA chapter founding member of BLM literally talks about making offerings and prayers to spirits and inviting them in and feeling their presence and operating with them. Of course, that power structure is going to reject the idea of worshiping the Father. Of course. And so all I'm really trying to do with this statement is make it absolutely clear to anybody who was on the fence about this, yeah, they're evil. And for those that find themselves in a church or in a worship group or whatever in your assemblies that praise the Father and claim to support Black Lives Matter Incorporated, because make no mistake, there's the concept of Black Lives Matter. Yep, they matter. Let me piss off the entire internet. So do white lives. So do all lives. So do red lives. Can we even say that? Yellow lives. How racist is that? This whole thing, earmuffs, kids, and gosh dang, I'm trying to watch my language. This whole thing is bullshit. And I'm so over the fact that every time we talk about anything like this, I have to take 3 minutes to create all the caveats that give me the permission on platforms like this to even state the things that I'm trying to say plainly without immediately being labeled a racist. It's bullshit. I do not care about the color of your skin, not one iota. If you are a bad person, you are a bad person. If you are a good person, you are a good person. Content of character matters. That's it. What do you do? Not even what do you say? What do you do? How do you act? If you act like a good person, you're a good person. If you act like a scumbag, you're a scumbag. And I don't care where you come from, what color your skin is, I don't care. It's the dumbest thing on the face of the earth. And this entire divide and conquer strategy is 100% Hegelian dialectic. This is one of the oldest moves in the book. And it's being done, I believe, because there is an actual insurrectionist movement in the United States of America right now. And they are trying to seize control right now. And none of that, frankly, is hyperbole. It's real. It's real. In their own words, it's real. That's what they want. So yeah, choose this day whom you shall serve. Real quick, just a little verse. Because here's the deal. Strong and courageous matters, but strong and courageous in context matters. No man, Joshua 1 verse 5, no man is going to stand before you all the days of your life. As I was with Moshe, with Moses, so I am with you. I do not fail you, nor forsake you, says Yahweh your Elohim, the Lord your God. Be strong and courageous, for you are to let this people inherit the land which I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, to guard, to do, according to all the Torah which Moshe my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it right or left, so that you act wisely wherever you go. Do not let this book of the Torah, this book of instruction, the user manual for people, how to live a life that honors the Most High, depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you guard to do according to all that is written in it. For then you shall make your way prosperous and act wisely. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, nor be discouraged, for Yahweh your Elohim, the Lord your God, is with you wherever you go. That's the first page of Joshua, and the last page of Joshua 24. And the people said to Yehoshua, to Joshua, Yahweh our Elohim we serve, and his voice we obey. And Joshua made a covenant with the people that day and laid on them a law and a right ruling. Choose this day whom you shall serve, the Antifa chaos or the creator of order out of chaos. Sorry, I don't mean to get off on a little tangent there, but gosh dang people, I cannot stand the world sometimes. This is why I posted what I posted on Patreon this morning, the good stuff. We have to remember that even as the world is on fire, we are not, and we have to be operating from positions of strength. Only be strong and courageous, positions of strength, to withstand the world that is on fire, because as this thing continues to come to a head, it's not going to get any better before it gets worse. That is my conviction. But that doesn't mean that we get wrapped up in it. That doesn't mean that we get wrapped up in it. We are supposed to be separated from that, sanctified, set apart from that. Lonnie, amen. Societal in general. As part of a liquidation plan, 76 Luby's cafeterias and 31 Fuddruckers are being sold. Sales fell nearly 91% at Fuddruckers and 75% at Luby's in the quarter ending in June. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that if there's a Fuddruckers near me that needs to be bought up, I will happily absorb you for pennies on the dollar. Because first of all, Fuddruckers is fun to say. Second of all, I enjoy your cheeseburgers. A large COVID-19 vaccine trial has been put on hold during its third phase due to a serious adverse reaction in a participant in the United Kingdom. The vaccine is one being developed by AstraZeneca and the University of Oxford. And I have in my notes right here, it says right there, pukes in mouth. Good on them for putting the vaccine on hold, the trial's on hold because somebody got seriously sick, but No, I'm just not. What do we need a vaccine for something with a 99 point something percent survival rate of the people who contract it? Aaron, bless you. Thank you. Of the people who contract it, 99+% live. The median age of death is 78 years old. The median age of death in the United States is 78 years old. Of people who caught COVID, less than 10,000 of them died exclusively from COVID. Everybody else had contributing factors. This is the same thing. It's like when they say when people die of the flu. The flu didn't kill 50,000 people last year. The flu killed 50,000 people that were already sick or immunocompromised last year. COVID-related deaths run the gamut from you had pneumonia and got COVID and then died, to literally guy shot in the chest twice and put on a ventilator in the ER and then died, and because he was on a ventilator, COVID-related death. Why do we need a vaccine for this? Hegelian dialectic. Remember the control the outcome portion? Control the outcome. Single accounts, insider intel, and miscellaneous. Better Nationals continue to report that Patriot, militia, and related pages are being removed by Facebook. Yep. Now, I am no Facebook fan. However, I will be there at 7 p.m. Central tonight on the author Angry Americans, Americans page. You can find us there. He is the author of the wildly successful prepper fiction series, the Going Home series. And I've read all of his books. I love him. I want to hang out with Thad, the big black dude. He's awesome. And yeah, we'll be live streaming tonight. Amber, bless you. We'll be live streaming tonight on the Angry Americans Facebook page. I put the link in the community section yesterday, also in the video that is that I posted yesterday promoting that little appearance. So if you'd like to hang out with us tonight, 7 p.m. Central, you can find us there. In international news, the Norwegian Parliament member Christian Tybring-Gjedde, good Jeddy. Gosh, what is it with all these Bjorn Beyond Bjornsons up in here? In the Norwegian Parliament, Christian Tybring-Gjedde Bjorn Sven Carlson has nominated President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize due to a recently brokered Israeli-United Arab Emirates peace deal in which Trump played a key role. I miss the times when my tongue could do the best words. Maybe we should try that again. Has nominated President Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize due to the recently brokered Israel-UAE peace deal in which Trump played a key role. That's very cool. The problem with that is that he will not win because he has not dropped enough bombs on Syria to actually win a Nobel Peace Prize, as we all know from our most recent former president. So to get a Nobel Peace Prize, you have to drop all the bombs on Syria. Just letting you know. I know it's counterintuitive, but that's how it works. And in our, not our favorite section of the day, but in one of our wonderful sections of the day called Actionable AF. Actionable as frig? I don't know. Actionable AF, brought to you by AdventureFrontier.com, where you can get your armor, your IFAKs, and your fluffy buns. I had some Adventure Frontier armor in here the other day, but now I think it's in my dining room because that's the kind of life that I lead. Yes, asparagus.farm.com is where you go. So at asparagus.farm.com, you can get armor, IFAKs, and fluffy bunnies. No, adventurefrontier.com. Actionable as Fuddruckers, that's correct. So they got your Spartan armor, single curve, triple curve, level 3 plus, level 4, multi-hit ceramic, steel plates, anti-spall coating, side plates, MOPSIs, Ranger carriers, zip-on day packs, all the blah 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 blah, trauma pad inserts. They got all those things. All those things. All of them, they got it at adventurefrontier.com. They also have these things. These things right here. The Bare Fact and the Bare Minimum. You can get those at their store as well. They are one of only 2 online retailers of the Bare Fact, and I'm the other one, so that tells you how much I trust these people. Actionable as Fuzzy Bunnies. I love it. And then, of course, they also have their Fluffy Bun Buns, also known as Evil Hamsters, right here at adventurefrontier.com. Everybody needs a bunny with an M4. That's correct. adventurefrontier.com. Brought to you by our friend, the NWA Prepper, the only person I know who has been able to successfully combine their love of nude wrestling and preparedness. The Nude Wrestling Association Prepper. Love that guy. He's awesome. But if you're anywhere near him and there's a kiddie pool filled with Jello, just run, because he's going to suplex you into it, and then it gets weird. So, just kidding. Love you, bro. You can use promo code BEARNATION for $10 off your armor order at adventurefrontier.com. Damn it, Bear Nation. We're just a little bit extra weird this morning. Actionable. Yeah, ABT, it's a thing. It's a bear camp thing. We're constantly filling kiddie pools full of Jello, man. Uline.com has canning jars and related supplies. There is a wait time for some items, so be aware, however they're there. Remember this Talk to Strangers Omegle app. Stay away from the Omegle app. If your children have this app, Omegle, get rid of it now, immediately. There are no safety guidelines or parental controls for this, and there are reported to be a lot of adult perverts intentionally interacting with children through this app. If your children need social interaction, this is not the way to get it. Over half of recent storm-related deaths have been from carbon monoxide poisoning. Never run a generator in any enclosed space, even a garage with the door open. Check your hand sanitizers. The FDA has issued warnings about various hand sanitizers containing dangerous and lethal alcohols. If you need medical supplies, look at midwife and veterinarian supply stores. You can also, of course, check out bearindependent.com. And if you need buckets, check out your local bakeries, ice cream shops, and places that sell pickles. If you need food, go find the Asians. Just kidding. Asian supply stores, Amish and Mennonite stores, restaurant supply stores, and local farmers. Don't eat those people, just pay them for their food, okay? And remember to please form groups and buy direct so that you can process live. Meaning like, oh my gosh, I can't find any beef. There's a cow, buy the cow, slit its neck, skin that thing, cut it up into meat. Oh my gosh, Bear, that's ridiculous. Do you want to live or do you want to starve? Don't eat the Amish, Mike, don't eat the Amish. They don't split the hoof and chew the cud, okay? Don't eat the Amish. If you cannot obtain seed in your area, use your pantry. Bulk popcorn, dry bean seeds, seeds found inside your ripe squash and tomato plants, potatoes that have been left to sprout eyes, and so forth. Be in communication with your neighbors and your sheriff's department and be prepared as a group for civil unrest. You know the deal. Reach out and socially support others, including children and the elderly. Don't drink your hand sanitizer. Of course, don't snort it. Definitely don't smoke it. Don't rub it in your eyeballs. And as always, stay politically vigilant and active. Talaco, what's with all the questions? Tama, it's a Tama kit. It has Evans, G2, clears, on the batter heads on the toms, single ply resonance. Snare drums is Genera HD dry with a single ply resonant head. The kicks are EMAD 4s with the small muffling ring on them. I play Sabian cymbals and Vic Firth sticks. and have for 22 years. 21, 22 years, somewhere in there. Silver linings. Which plate? Coal miner's daughter. Bless you. Which plate carrier do you use? Bear runs the Mop C by Condor. Modular operators plate carrier. Why? Because Bear is a bear-sized man, and the Mop C fits bear-sized men. It does not fit small or medium people. It fits large people. And I'm a large people. Silver linings, which you can get, by the way, at adventurefrontier.com. Not even making that up. I'm a medium. I'm a triple medium, bro. Silver linings. Quote, I let the Bear Nation know I was recently diagnosed with cancer. During the live stream chat, at least 5 or more great members chatting offered me strength and prayers. They acknowledged in chats, which I full-heartedly believe was instrumental in my luck being chosen in a clinical study. My luck. What a coincidence. In my luck being chosen in my clinical study to be chosen top 33% of the study. My first round of chemotherapy here went amazingly well with no side effects or negative effects from the chemo. Praise the Most High. That is awesome. Another viewer says, by the way, silver linings, please, please, right, Ross? I love coincidences too. Please send your silver linings, your good news, to intel@bearindependent.com. I love to end the report this way, and we need to know the good stuff that's going on there. The world might be on fire, but we're not. And so we need to be reminded that we are not. Another viewer says, my small group is up to 1,500 pounds of wheat, 1,000 pounds of rice, 100 pounds of beans, and a year's worth of meals using the 7 meals times 365 days program. Praise the Father. That's awesome. Another viewer says, quote, we are only a few weeks away from moving into the camper, quitting my job and heading to Arkansas to look for land with $100,000 cash in hand. It has been difficult, but the Father continues to provide miraculously. We are nearing our 1-year goal of food buckets and have been pressure canning the meat we have stored in the freezer so we can move. That is awesome. And one person in California put out a potential wildfire with flip-flops, fighting it for 10 minutes while waiting for the fire crew to arrive. They said, quote, we are leaving this state for good in 12 days and I couldn't be happier to GTFO, end quote. My question is, are you Puerto Rican? Because Puerto Ricans have mad flip-flop skills. Mad flip-flop. I was just talking to this, I'm talking about this with our new buddy Alex. Grave de parada, or something like that. Love you, bro. Talking about what is it with Puerto Ricans and flip-flop skills. You can run around a corner and a Puerto Rican can throw that flip-flop at you and boomerang it and still hit you in the side of the head with it. Right? They will beat the ever-living tar out of you before you even know what happened. You didn't even know there was a conflict and the foot is up, the flip-flop is off, and you're getting beaten across the face with a flip-flop. I'm telling you. So I'm guessing, I'm not trying to do any racial profiling here, but I'm guessing this person was Puerto Rican. SHTF skills. That's exactly right. Filipinos can also do that. That's correct. There's like a, maybe it's the latitude. Maybe that's what it is. There's a certain band of latitude on planet Earth where flip-flop fighting skills, Filipino martial arts maybe, with flippies, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Bear Nation. Dutch wooden clogs, could you imagine? We should get a cage match going. A Dutch person with a wooden clog versus a Filipino person or a Puerto Rican with a flip-flop and just see what happens. I would definitely, like, I would sponsor this. We could get like a whole, like, brackets going. We could do this for Grindstone, like 4 on each side. We'll have to come up with like the footwear, the FCL, the Footwear Combat League, and just see who wins, right? Pay-per-view event. This would be perfect. Oh my goodness. All right, Bear Nation. You can find each other on the forum at bearindependent.com. You guys know that. Bless you, Dudley. And swag and gear can be found in the online store at bearindependent.com. Veterans for Child Rescue, hardcore people doing hardcore good for trafficked kids. Go to vets4childrescue.org. We love those guys. They're doing good works, and they need your support, so go check them out. Flip Foo, that is phenomenal. Also check out their full-length documentary, contralandmovie.com. If you want to be pissed and sad and angry and hurt and empowered all at the same time, contralandmovie.com. Grindstone Ministries, which is our ministry. You can go to grindstoneministries.com. We are the only construction ministry that I know of that is dedicated to building and maintaining the facilities required to rescue and rehabilitate victims of human trafficking and sex crimes. That's what we do. That's our job. So, my granny could wield a wooden spoon. Yeah, was she Italian? I had an Italian lady literally break a wooden spoon on the side of my head one time. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because there was a colander full of steaming penne pasta that had just come out of the pot but had not been incorporated into the sauce yet. And I decided that I was going to get one of those noodles, just like this. And the moment my finger closed on the noodle, whap! And the spoon literally broke on my head. Did I mention she was under 5 foot tall? And she beat the crap out of me with that spoon. And I earned it, apparently. You don't touch the noodles. You don't touch the noodles. So, Grindstone Ministries, disastercoffee.com. Disastercoffee.com. The Disaster Coffee has phenomenal coffee. You know, your life might be a disaster, but their coffee isn't. And you should definitely get some. I like the Pandemic Blend a lot. I also like the Supply Drop a lot. And these people started that business specifically to earn revenue, to tithe to good ministries. Like, you gotta love that. Yay, capitalism. So please check out disastercoffee.com. Sanctifiedsupplyco.com. The unofficial uniform of the Bear Nation. The Stay Humble and Kind shirt. Also, the Be Love shirt is phenomenal. So sanctifiedsupplyco.com, check them out. We love those guys. And Amendment, the #1 preparedness.com, the mighty and powerful Amendment1preparedness.com. If you need prep or commo, go to Amendment, the #1 preparedness.com. Phenomenal brother who has been a longtime supporter of the show and who has done a lot for us in the background. So A1P, Amendment, the #1 preparedness, Amendment1preparedness.com. Of course, Bethany House, the demandproject.org. Looking to get $25 signups on the monthly basis to rehabilitate these girls that have been rescued from sex trafficking. So check them out at the demandproject.org. Patreon, we have a $5 and up armor giveaway valued at $900. If you are a $5 or up member on Patreon, go to the sign up post on Patreon, scroll back 10-12 posts, you'll find it. Sign up. If you're not signed up, you're not entered. But we'll be giving that away the end of this month. So thank you for what you do, Ronald Miller. Lastly, again, I will be on Angry Americans Facebook page tonight at 7 o'clock live streaming. Where do I get the kit? You mean this kit? You get this from bearindependent.com. Bearindependent.com. You spell that BARENDEPENDENTZZQLMNOP+.com. Or you can just click the link that Dudley just put up there. Bless you, Dudley. You're phenomenal. Angry American Facebook page tonight, 7 p.m. The live stream. Hope to see y'all there. Please tell everybody you know. I'd love to have over 1,000 people there. That's just, frankly, my ego. But I think it would be awesome if Angela Purvis, bless you, that there would be over 1,000 people there. All right, let's talk to the Father, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the Alpha and the Omega, the Aleph and the Tav, the beginning and the end, who was and is to come. Good morning, Father Yah. You are phenomenal. You are massive and powerful and awesome. And we humble ourselves before you. Thank you for all the good works that you are doing here on earth. Thank you for smiling upon your people. Thank you that even if we are in the thick of it, you are right there with us. Thank you for giving us a life and then showing us how to live it. And for making a way for us to be redeemed and returned to you through Yeshua Messiah, through Jesus the Christ. Father, thank you for loving broken people and for putting them back together again, better than they've ever been, so that they could serve you. Father, I lift all these people up to you and just lay them at your feet. I ask that you would do your will with us. Father Yah, if there is anything within the sound of my voice that's not of you, I rebuke it in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Command it to flee. Just stay gone. I ask that you'd fill us up with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, to be indwelt in us for power, strength, and authority through you to do many mighty works. Healing, provision, blessing, protection, wisdom and discernment, Father. Peace, comfort, love and compassion, wisdom and discernment in these troubling times. I thank you that even as the world burns, we don't. That as the world is being awash in fire, we're awash in you, baptized in the Spirit, Father. Just overwhelmed with your awesomeness. Father, I thank you for these people. Thank you for my people, for my wife and my children, for my team and my neighbors, for my camp, for my tribe, for my mag, for my friends, Father, for the Bear Nation, for all these people who show up every day, support us in what we do, and then go out into the world and put you on display. Father, thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to do this. Father, I know we have brothers and sisters out there right now who are struggling, who are hurting physically, emotionally, spiritually hurting. So Father, I pray, we pray collectively, be it your will that you would minister to that hurt, that you would heal them. We just lift them up to you and lay them at your feet and ask that your will would be done with our brothers and sisters. And I pray that you would convict us today to do your will, and that you would use us to serve your kingdom until you come back and put this whole mess to rights again. We ask all these things in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen. Bless y'all. You know, I listen to Glenn Beck occasionally. He likes to say, that he firmly believes that his audience is the best audience. And I think he only says that because he's never met y'all. Have an awesome day. Go be the light. Shalom.